Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show tonight. Tonight, guest we have Gloria James, formerly as Gloria Riley. And I want to welcome her to the show tonight. Welcome, Gloria Riley James. Nice having you to the show.
Nice being here.
Your new name, James instead of Riley. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. Nice day outside.
Thank you. We want to welcome you to the show, and we want to talk about the tiny homes. A tiny home set up in what's going on with the tiny homes right now. We just had a death in the tiny home a couple of weeks ago, huh?
Yes, we did. In the tiny homes in West Oakland, we had a death. A young man, they found him dead. Yeah, he had been in there like 3 days, and they didn't realize it till the third day that he was in there dead.
He was in there dead, right? Yeah.
Don't really know the cause right now, but that community over there's like 40 houses, 40 homes,
40
tiny homes.
40 tiny homes.
Yes, and they're bereaving, they're grieving. Had a really good meeting with a lot of new people that's coming in, and some of them even got places. One of the residents that I know that was helped running it, that came back, she also has her own place now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's some progress because it's real hard with housing.
Yeah. We have a situation in San Francisco as well with the homeless. It's really out of control. He just found out today that the percentage rate of the homeless of the population in Oakland is it was shocking to me to hear what the lady told us this morning about the
Merit, yeah.
What was the percentage?
It's only 10% housing, low income housing.
10% low income housing. That's really something. Out of all the property and all the land that they have, they only have 10% of low housing.
Low housing.
Yeah, low income housing.
Yes.
That's yeah. But like that right now, we got a lot of stuff that's going on as far as the border. We got people coming across the border at record numbers that people fleeing their countries to come to the better life, United States better life. Because this is the land of milk and honey, and them coming here, they don't realize that it's about the same here as it is in their country. They come to a land where there's nothing that is given. Everything is here. You got to scuffle and scrape up to get. Mm-hmm. But even with all the land that they have,
yes.
They got a lot of land. You look around, all these big old fields and all this land. There's nobody. It still got people homeless, people starving, people walking around like nomads. They don't know where they're going.
And building these big apartment buildings.
Big apartment complexes.
Still building them.
Yeah, and the apartment complexes they're building, it's just like little matchboxes. You put 1,000 people inside a complex, and it's really sad. But got to have somewhere for them to live. And I guess that's the best place for them. I guess I don't know. But what can I say?
Right now, a lot of the places that they have, I know in Oakland, are empty, and the rent is so high. I don't know what's happening with all the people on the ground. Like you said, they have so much land and so much property and so many people on the ground, homeless, which they use the term unhoused, but they're homeless, and that's really something that we just have to continue to work on. And I know it has to come with legislation and the different laws and a lot of that stuff that I'm not really familiar with in terms of how to get these things changed. But yeah, we all have to just work where we are, the area where we are.
Where we are and work with what we have. We don't have much to work with.
Yes.
We don't have much to work with. I know in San Francisco they're talking about the reparation thing in San Francisco. They voted on last week at Merit at Miles College, and they voted unanimously to pass the reparation for African Americans, slave African Americans, ancestors, or whatever it was. But they passed it, and now it's at the Senate. I guess it's going to Sacramento. And I saw briefly yesterday on the news that Newsom he's not really with it. They're talking about going for programs and housing and different things. That's what I briefly heard on the news. Now, if that's so, I don't think that would be right for the African American population to have to receive what they want us to have, because after all, they gave the Native Americans theirs, and they gave the Japanese theirs, and when it comes to us, they want to give us something that they want us to have. It gives us what we rightfully have coming. They said at the end of slavery, they said they give us 40 acres and a mule. We never got that. So where is it going? It's going in another whirlpool, another spin to what they want to give us.
And isn't it an age group that they were talking
Well,
about?
they said from 70 on. So I don't really know much about that either, because they said from 70 on. So I guess I was fitting in that age group. I guess you were fitting in that age group, so we would be all right, I guess. But like I said, just talk.
Yeah, just talk. We need money, not just land at our age.
You just talk and talk. They've been talking for years, and the talk is cheap. Talk gets you nowhere, but in a circle going absolutely nowhere. So I don't know where it's going. We got different they call black leaders trying to speak up for the black population. I don't think nobody can speak up for me. I can speak up for myself. I don't need anybody to talk for me. I can talk for myself. So when it comes to that, I can stand up for myself and talk. So I don't need the black leaders talking for me. So when it comes to my ancestors, I know my ancestors were slaves. My grandfather was a slave. So I know that for a fact. And I have paperwork stating that. Yeah, he was a slave. I got ancestors that were slaves. So they, I don't need nobody talking to me. I can explain it myself very well. But it's bad because this goes on. We're in 2023, and it's still the same way it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. People are homeless. People
worse.
It's a whole lot worse. People walking around with nowhere to live, no food to
Talking
eat.
to themselves.
Talking to themselves. They closed the mental health hospitals down. I think was that Reagan? They closed the mental hospitals down.
Yeah.
And kicking out the mental hospitals, and they got people running around in the street.
And nobody opened it back up.
It hasn't been opened up since.
None of the other presidents.
And then they got sick people, mental people walking around, and people are dying, and people are getting stabbed, getting killed. And these people need to be housed in the hospitals. They need to have treatment instead of allowing them to just wander the streets. That's crazy. We have a city that's open up for whatever, anything.
Yeah, big buildings so they can use drugs, and none for treatment.
None for treatment.
Yeah.
Well, they got down where they have in the what is it? Drug dens, I guess you can call them. They like drug dens because you can have all the paraphernalia you need to use drugs.
Right.
And they got people overseeing you shoot dope to make sure you don't die. Then they got the narco.
Another pharmaceutical.
Yeah. If you OD, they can spray it up your nose and bring you back, and you can try it again. That's crazy. That don't make no sense to me. To me, it don't make no sense. I don't know to the next person, but to me, it don't make no sense. You're condoning a person to shoot some dope. You condone a person to OD in front of you and bring me back when I OD.
Right, and it's all under the umbrella of harm reduction.
Harm reduction.
We're going to reduce the harm by giving you clean needles, water, place to shoot up, and then the Narcan.
Narcan. Yeah, Narcan. We'll get you Narcan because if you OD, we're going to bring you back so you can do it again
Right.
in the next 20 to 15 minutes. Try it
And then
again.
what's the side effects from that?
Well, eventually it's going to be
We don't
death.
know.
Eventually it's going to be death.
I mean, just from that medication.
Eventually.
I haven't heard that. Yeah.
Well, from what? No.
Narcan.
I don't know. I don't even think they researched that. But it's not doing any good. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. They're paying. They got grants. Well, people are getting these grants to open up buildings,
But they bid
clinics
Yeah.
to allow somebody to come and get loaded. That's crazy. That's crazy. But like I said, we just little peas in the bucket. We don't make a difference. It don't make, what do we do? What do we do? I don't know.
You're doing really good. If we could save one life, that's or to help someone, that's a service. One life.
One life is a service.
Yes.
Okay, well, God, what are we doing the work that we know how to do? We're giving Zoom meetings for returned citizens and formerly incarcerated, returned family members to be able to speak on things that they need to speak on. We're giving information that's needed.
And also trying to keep the colleges open.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yes.
I just left Merritt College over in Oakland. I went over to speak in Merritt College in Oakland. And I went in a classroom. I'm thinking I'm going to a classroom full of students. And I went to a classroom, I think about 7 people in the classroom, or less, in the classroom to speak. At Merritt College. Merritt College is a big college.
And it used to be really full.
Yeah. And that was ridiculous. People are not going to school. I guess they need to work instead of go to school. So young people, they're not. What kind of education are they getting now?
None.
They're getting none. It's because they're not going to school. Well, I don't understand it.
Well, all the situation that happened with the pandemic, and all the rules and stipulations that they had, that stopped a lot of people from coming. And
Come to school.
Right.
Okay.
Right, because they had a lot of stipulations. You got to have this shot. You got to have the vaccine. You got to wear a mask. And we have a lot of mental health students that really needed even more support. So they really fall by the wayside. I talked to one of the mental health teachers, and because a lot of stuff they may not understand. They may need different services that's not available. So now they're just not coming. And even some of the teachers don't want to come. And some of the teachers live in other states. They rather do it online. So they're not even here. Almost like, I think it should be like you said about the police. If they work here, they should live here in this community, right? Same as the teachers.
So you're saying the teachers in colleges, they live in other states?
Some of them, yes.
So how can they be teaching in this state?
Well, now because of the pandemic, they're trying to get mostly everything online.
So it's remote.
Right. So they can just remote from where even all their money that they're getting from our state, wherever state they're in, that's where they're spending it. But that's what's happening right now. So it's a battle because there's some that want to teach in the schools because they still live here, want to help the community, but then there's some that want to be remote. So another thing that does is that the students that don't have access to computers, laptops, and all that, they're left behind still, even in that, because they don't have the material to be able to be remote. They don't have money for Wi-Fi. They don't have, the different things that they need, where a lot of other communities that have money have those things. So they're still really being just left behind in that. Yes.
That's really sad. It really is. That's really sad. Wow.
So Merritt is that big, beautiful college.
That's the first time I had been at Mary College, and it's huge. It was beautiful. You can see all the Bay Area. You can see all down the peninsula, all up the north. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful, and all that land is just there.
Well,
It's
they
just
did on that too. Remember?
Yeah, they've been together for to get rid of that. I guess they're gonna have houses, complexes on that land. It's 100 acres.
Yep.
100 acres of prime land. That's
Formerly, Huey Newton, the Black Panthers, is the one that helped start that.
that's really something. Yeah, that's really something. Well, I don't know. We just got to keep on doing what we're doing to try to make a difference at the low level. They said we the little people.
Yeah.
We the little people. We the little people. That's what they call us, the little people. But we trying to make a big difference because we trying to put in work where we know that work needs to be put in, and that's what the return family members coming on from incarceration, and that's where, it's that our young people are our future, and that's true. That's true. I believe that because they're getting the first-hand knowledge of our future. They're getting all the new, the new computers, and they're getting all the new technologies and different things. But then we have the formerly incarcerated that's coming home from prison after a long period of time, which we are coming home hungry. We want to be able to be part of our society, our communities, our neighborhood, our families, and we coming home hungry. And we want to be able to be part of this, and we coming home with the knowledge that we've gained while we was gone. We was gone for periods of time inside, and a lot of us didn't just go to prison and just get on the monkey bars and stay tone. A lot of us took classes, went to different classes, and became educated in certain things, and became knowledgeable at the things that we're gonna need when we come back to our communities. And so that's what we coming home with. We coming home with stuff that we've gained, that we know that when we come home, when we get released, we will have to be better than we was when we went in. And that's what we're doing. We going in there and we're getting the knowledge that we know that we need to come back in our communities, back to our families. And they're coming on pretty sharp. Coming on pretty
Very
sharp.
sharp. Boots on the ground.
Coming on pretty sharp. And everybody that I know, that's coming home, they're doing something that's beneficial to their fellow men, fellow women out here in the world.
And you guys are really making a difference in your support circle that we had yesterday, Wednesday. And the young man that's been coming is so thankful. Mm-hmm. So you guys are really making a difference with coming out and sharing your story and helping them. And he even mentioned how he's just so thankful for the things that you guys are helping them to understand, to do out here, to help them to progress. And that's what it's all about, is to really help people get to the next level in their life in a positive way. Because I believe that, once we continue to do the right thing, it'll just continue to happen. It may, we may not see it in the media, but we can see it in our surroundings with the people that we talk to and the people that we have contact with. Mm-hmm. So it's very, very beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. We have to do we just keep on doing the work, and allow the work to flourish. They said we got to teach one, and they teach one, and it like the ripple effect. Teach one, and it just goes on to the next person, and the next person, and the next person. And we got a lot of hungry people for knowledge out here. A lot of people hungry for knowledge. People trying to get knowledge any way that they can, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. A lot of people don't just sit back and wait for it to come. They want to go out and get it, and that's a good thing that they're doing. Is going out to get the knowledge that they need, and it's beautiful. Yeah.
And be the change that we want. We all want change in this world.
Right. You don't have to wait for change. Be the change.
Be the change.
Don't wait for the change. Be the change. Make things happen. Don't wait for things to happen.
Yeah, and not be a fault finder, but a need finder.
Exactly.
Because we can find fault anywhere.
In everything.
In everything.
Yeah.
But instead of finding a fault, wasting time, going on and on, I choose to continue to work on Gloria to make me a better person so I could be of better service. Yeah.
There you go. That sounds good. That sounds good, Gloria. That sounds good, Gloria. You're doing a wonderful job in your community. A little time on, you're doing a good job over there. You went in and you started making a difference right away, and I saw people respect you for that. You go out on Sundays down to the, and you feed the homeless down at the church place down there.
Yeah, Mandela and 12th Street.
Mandela and 12th Street, you feed the homeless people down there, and they have the little service and whatever, and you make a difference there. So you just keep putting the work in. We can't save the whole world, but we can save a small portion of it, and that's our community.
Yes.
That's our community. So we gotta be the little particle, a little sprinkle to save our communities. Because if we don't save our communities, they won't be saved. They say, well, I can't do nothing. I can't help them. Yes, you can. Just do your little part, save your little area, and that part is done.
Be the change.
And then when you do that, look on the other side and see somebody else doing something in their little area, and that part is done. Before you know it, that whole little circle, whole little square is done, because each and every person is doing their little part in saving that community.
Right.
You see?
Being an example.
Be an example.
Like how you are.
Be an example. We have to be an example, because if we just sit back and do nothing, nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. So we have to do something in order for something to get done.
Yeah, we have to occupy the land.
Right.
So God comes.
Make the world a better place for us, for our community, for our children, for our offspring, for our grandchildren, for our great-grandchildren, for our nieces and nephews. Make the space a better place for our offspring, and clean the community up. I made a statement this morning, in my talk, that we made a terrible error coming up, because my old saying is that you don't know no better, you can't do no better. When you learn better, you start doing better. At one time in my life, I didn't know any better, so I did wrong. I did a whole lot of wrong. So I corrupted a lot of things in my path, not knowing that I was corrupting it. Right, but to look back and get in a position where you can look back and say, man, what did I do? What error did I make in my life to destroy that plant? The plant was growing real good, and I didn't water it, and I destroyed the plant. And I see the plant dead now. So what can I do to make it right, to make that plant? Well, I can start watering it again, and it just might spark up, and it might flourish.
Oh, it will.
And then coming back to your community, you see the wrongs that you've done and say, my goodness, they still down on the street of 3rd and Palouse. They still hanging out down on Crusader and 3rd Street. They still hanging out. They're still doing the same thing they was doing 30 and 40 years ago. They still hanging out. What can I do to curb that? Well, you can start by your offspring first, telling them that, hey, man, it ain't no future in that. And then once you get it embedded in your offspring might tell their friend, hey, man, it ain't no future in that. And then they say, like, it ain't. And then you tell them, hey, man, look, what I want you to do this week, I want you to drive by this corner every day at 1 o'clock and keep on going. For a whole week, don't go by and don't go on the street. But drive by that corner every day at 1 o'clock, the exact time every day for a week. And at the end of the week, sit back in your kitchen or your living room and think about what you saw at 1 o'clock on those days for a week. And you see that in those 7 days for that week, you find out what nothing being done at that time for 7 days. So what you do now is say, oh, okay, I'm gonna make a difference in that. I'm gonna make a difference. I'm gonna have Joe, I'm gonna tell Joe the same thing. And Joe been hanging out for the last 30 years on that corner. And you get plant that seed in Joe's head, and Joe do the same thing at 2 o'clock every day for 7 days. At 2 o'clock every day, drive by and look on the corner and see what's being done in 7 days. And after that, you do on and on to whoever's down there for that 7 days. Give them 7 days. Don't go down there 7 days. And at the end of that month or whatever it is, you look back and you done put some plants in somebody's head to realize that, man, I ain't doing nothing. I'm just hanging out. And ain't nothing being done. And so that way we start planting seeds and cultivating, watering things, and start building that plant back up, that dead plant.
And also, just like you, just being that example. That's number one, is being the example. Then after you be the example, then because they look to you, then you go to your offspring. But they look to you, they look to me as that example of what can be done. And then when we are making progress and doing different things, and and being able to really look at that, because sometimes we don't want to look at ourselves. It's hard sometimes. So like what you said, if they take the time to go and see and be still and see that there's nothing being done.
Yeah, we can't just sit back and say, man, I ain't none of my business. I can't do nothing. But let them do what they do. Well, it is your business. It is your business. That's just like the person that gets shot in the community and don't nobody say nothing or do nothing about it. I mean, you get mad because you upset because somebody got shot. One of your friends got shot, so you gonna go get a gun and shoot somebody else, and that's like a ripple effect. It just happening, and there's constant violence going on. If you don't do nothing or say nothing about something, it's gonna continue to go on. You got to stop. You got to take the weed out of the plant in order for the plant to exist. If you allow the weeds to grow in the plant gonna die because the weeds gonna suffocate it. It's gonna suffocate the roots out, and it's gonna make that plant die because they got nothing but weeds in there, and it's killing the plant. You understand? We got to kill the weeds, take the weeds out of the plant, let the beautiful plant grow, let the color come out the plant instead of the weeds being in the plant suffocating the roots. We got to pull the roots out of the plant, let it grow.
And hopefully get them some help. But I think I heard you say, like, if they're breathing, there's still a chance, right? I heard you.
Yeah, if you know, that's what me and the Imam, we had debates for years, because he used to tell me, Amin, everybody's salvageable. I said, no, brother Imam, no, that's not true. He said, yeah, Amin. And I used to say, Amin, everybody's salvageable. No, brother Imam, no, I don't believe that. And then I got to the point where I started looking around and seeing that the ones that want to be salvageable are salvageable. The ones that don't want to be salvageable, they're not salvageable. So I beg the difference. Everybody is salvageable if they want to be salvageable.
They want to change.
If they want to change, but if you don't want to change, you're going to stay in that rut for the rest of your life.
And we got to let them stay there if that's what they want to do.
That's just like that. Like Imam said, what the Muhammad said, if we got this land, what we going to do, we got to build a cemetery first. And I was wondering, we're going to build a cemetery first. Well, people die, so you bury them. Right, but no, you build a cemetery because everybody's not going to want to do right. Everybody's not going to want to build a nation, a righteous nation. So what you do, first of all, you get rid of the ones that's not going to do. Bury them. Put them in the cemetery. Get rid of them. So you got to kill them. Yeah, some people got to be sacrificed. You got to sacrifice some people. Put them in the ground because they don't want to do right. They don't want to be part of this. So you got to get rid of them. Pull the weeds out. Take the weeds and put them in the cemetery. Let the plant flourish. Let the plant grow up and be beautiful, like it was supposed to be. And that's what you have to do.
And I could even see that being in the emotional death too, where we don't have to be trying to make the people do certain things, just let them die emotionally, meaning that we don't have to do the things or waste a lot of time in trying to get them to do things because they don't want to do it.
Right. They don't want
so
to
I could look at that like a cemetery of us just letting it go and letting them be what they want to be, and then that way give room, like you said, to help those that want to be
Let
helped.
it grow out. Let it grow out.
And that's where our energy and time should be toward. And then we could also pray for those that don't.
Well,
Some
whatever.
of them will be our family members.
Right. Whatever work. If you want to, if you say you want to pray for them, pray for them. So whatever work to make it work right, that's what we do. But my thing is that let's get it right. Let's get it together, because we can't say, well, I can't. It's not, I'm not gonna help. Yes, you're gonna help. All you got to do is just put your little 2 cents in, and before you know it, you got a whole quarter. Before you know it, you got a whole dollar, and you got the whole amount of money that you need. Mm-hmm. Put your 2 cents in, make it work. So with that, I want to say I thank everybody for coming on the show tonight. We appreciate it. We had a good week. We're going to go into another good week. Mm-hmm. We have good days and we have better days. The day is one of the good days, right? So we're going to go into a better day tomorrow and make everything shine like it's supposed to. And we're going to keep doing what we're doing, because that's what we do. We're looking at the Wendell, Amin James show. And tune in Saturday night, 7 o'clock on Channel 29, prime time, and tell me what you think. If you can find something to enhance our program, call the show and allow them to let me know what it is, and I'll make it work. I'm doing what I can with what I got to work with. Yeah. So thank you for watching the Wendell Amin James show with the guest, Gloria James. Thank you and good night.